I'm going to say something that goes against everything you've ever probably heard about product licensing. It's not easier than manufacturing. It's not lower risk. And it's almost certainly not going to make you money. I know that's not what the internet tells you. I know there are courses, books, even TV shows built entirely around the licensing dream. But after 30 years and over 2,000 products, I can tell you this: the math does not lie. Less than a 1% success rate, 2 to 3% royalties if you're lucky, and zero control over your own idea. Stay with me, because what actually works is a lot more accessible than you think. Point one: the licensing fantasy is a manufacturing lie. The licensing dream did not come from successful inventors. It came from TV shows, online courses, and companies that profit from selling you the idea of passive income because it sounds perfect. No manufacturing, no inventory, no upfront risk. But appealing and profitable are not the same thing. Here's the reality nobody shows you. Most inventors spend 2 to 4 years and $20,000 to $40,000 before they ever hear no. And that no doesn't come quickly. It comes after you've already committed everything. Now let's talk about the math. Less than 1% of inventors ever land a licensing deal. And if you do, you're looking at a 2 to 3% royalties of wholesale price, not retail. So on the $30 product, you might make 40 cents. You're 18 times more likely to profit playing roulette in Las Vegas than landing a licensing deal. That's not an opinion. That's the math. Point two: what licensing actually costs you. I had a client come to me after doing everything right. 3 years, following the licensing playbook, step by step. Good idea, working prototype, approved patent, and a long list of companies he had pitched to. He never got the deal. By the time he found me, he had spent over $40,000. His patent clock was already ticking. The market window was closing, and all he had to show for it was a product sitting in a box in his garage. But here's the part nobody talks about. Even if you land the deal, you lose control. The company decides pricing, distribution, marketing, even whether your product ever launches. They can shelve it, and you have zero say, no recourse. The worst part of the story wasn't the money. It was that the idea was actually good. The path was the problem. He chose licensing because manufacturing felt overwhelming. That decision cost him 3 years and over $40,000. I see this pattern over and over again. Inventors don't choose licensing because it's smart. They choose it because they're afraid. And that fear is the most expensive decision they ever make. If you've been sitting on your idea because you don't know who to trust, stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly how to move forward without exposing yourself to the risks you're worried about. If you want to talk through your specific situation right now, there's a link in the description to book a free strategy session with me. Point three: why manufacturing feels hard and why that fear is costing you everything. Now listen, that fear is real. CAD, prototypes, factories, tooling. If you're doing that alone, it is overwhelming. That part is true. But here's what most inventors don't realize. The complexity isn't manufacturing. The complexity is doing it in the wrong order, with the wrong people. Fix those two things, and everything changes. Senior engineers who design for manufacturing from day one eliminate most of the problems before they even exist. The same engineer that evaluates your product, designs it, supports prototyping, guides production. No handoffs, no confusion, no expensive surprises. That's the difference. At Rabbit, we built a system specifically for this. Phase one, validate first, so you never build the wrong thing. Phase two, engineer for production, so manufacturing isn't a surprise. Phase three, use real factory relationships so you get quality without inflated costs. And phase four, launch with a brand and a go-to-market strategy already built. That's how you remove the overwhelm. Licensing gives you 3% of someone else's success. This gives you 100% of your own. Faster, cheaper, and with something you actually own. The inventors who win don't find an easier path. They find the right process with the right team. That's the difference. Licensing feels like the smart move because it removes the hard parts, but it removes the profitable parts too. The less than 1% success rate, 2 to 3% royalties, the loss of control. These aren't exceptions, they're the rule. The inventors who win don't hand their idea to someone else and hope they validate it, they build it right, and they own every dollar it generates. Your idea is not the problem. The path you were sold is. And now you know the difference. If you've been sitting on an idea because you're not sure who to trust, here's what I want you to do. Click on the link in the description, book your free strategy session. The first thing we do is sign a mutual NDA. Your idea is now protected from the first conversation. I'll tell you exactly where it stands, what it would take to move forward, and whether it's even worth protecting in the first place. If I can't help you, I'll tell you directly. We don't work with everyone, but if there's something real here, I'll show you the smartest path forward. Before you spend another dollar in the wrong place, link is in the description.